Describe a time when you forgot or missed an appointment, you should say. What the appointment was for, who you made it with, why you forgot, missed it, and explain how you felt about the experience. Take it away.
Okay. I'd like to talk about a time when I missed an important appointment. It happened last year when I had a dentist appointment for a regular checkup. I made the appointment with my family dentist, Dr. Mara, about a week in advance. On the day of the appointment, I got really busy with my studies because I had an important test the next day. I was so focused on revising that I completely forgot about the dentist appointment. It wasn't until the evening, when my mom asked me how it went, that I realized I had missed it. I felt really embarrassed and a bit guilty because I know the dentist set aside time for me. I called the clinic to apologize and reschedule, and luckily they understood. After this experience, I started using reminders on my phone so I wouldn't forget important things again. It taught me that being organized is really important, especially when you have a lot going on.
Great, thank you. Very clear story there. Covered all the points, good details, felt very solid.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move straight into part 3. This is where we talk about more general ideas linked to the topic. So first question, is punctuality important to people?
Yes, I think punctuality is important to most people. Being on time shows respect for others and helps things run smoothly. For example, if you're late for a meeting, it can make everyone else wait and waste their time. I remember once being late to a group project meeting and my friends were annoyed. Since then, I've tried to be more careful about being on time.
Good example. Okay, next. What do you think is a good way to record things? Why?
I think using a smartphone or a planner is a good way to record things. For example, I use my phone's calendar to write down appointments and deadlines. It's easy because I always have my phone with me and it can send reminders. Writing things down helps me remember better and keeps me organized, especially when I have a busy schedule.
Makes sense. Very practical. How about this? Which is more important, a work-related appointment or an appointment with a friend? Why?
Both are important, but I think a work-related appointment might be a bit more important, especially if it's about your job or career. Missing a work meeting can affect your performance or reputation. For example, if you're late for a job interview, it could cost you the opportunity. But of course, meeting friends is important for relationships, so I try not to miss those either.
Okay, fair distinction. Now, if someone doesn't really like whom they're going to meet, they may deliberately miss their appointment. Is that true? Why?
Yes, I think that can happen. If someone isn't comfortable or doesn't enjoy spending time with a person, they might find excuses to avoid the meeting. For example, I once heard a friend say she forgot an appointment with someone she didn't get along with. People want to spend time with those they like, so it's natural to avoid uncomfortable situations.
Interesting point about avoidance. Next, do you think people should remember family history?
Yes, I think remembering family history is important. It helps us understand where we come from and learn about our roots. For example, my grandmother often tells me stories about our ancestors, and I feel proud of my family's background. Knowing family history can also teach us valuable lessons and keep traditions alive.
Okay. And one last one for this round. How do people who are busy remember things they need to do?
Busy people often use tools like calendars, to-do lists, or phone reminders to remember things. For example, my dad uses a planner to write down important tasks for work and home. Some people also set alarms or ask others to remind them. These methods help them stay organized and make sure they don't forget important things.
Okay, thank you. So, listening to that whole set, the Band-Aid responses,
Hmm.
they're definitely clear, right? Coherent, good examples, maybe a little straightforward.
Exactly. Straightforward is a good word. It's very clear, very direct. You understand everything perfectly. The examples work. It demonstrates really strong communication skills. It just doesn't quite have that extra layer of sophistication or maybe lexical range you might see higher up.
Right. It gets the job done very effectively.
Absolutely. Solidly effective.
Okay, so now let's contrast that. We're going to run through the same questions, but this time you'll deliver Band 9 level responses. Everyone listening, Pay attention to the differences, the vocabulary, the sentence structures, maybe the depth of the ideas.
Right, let's showcase that Band 9 level.
Okay, examiner hat back on. Let's do part 2 again. Describe a time when you forgot or missed an appointment, you should say. What the appointment was for, who you made it with, why you forgot missed it, and explain how you felt about the experience.
Okay. I'd like to share an experience when I completely forgot about an important appointment, which taught me a valuable lesson about time management. About 6 months ago, I had scheduled a meeting with my academic advisor to discuss my university course selection. I made the appointment a week in advance and was really looking forward to it because I needed guidance for the next semester. However, on the day of the meeting, I got caught up in a group project that required urgent attention. I was so absorbed in finishing the project that the appointment slipped my mind entirely. It wasn't until I checked my emails in the evening that I realized I had missed it. I felt quite embarrassed and disappointed in myself, especially since my advisor had set aside time for me. I immediately emailed her to apologize, and thankfully, she was understanding and allowed me to reschedule. After that, I started using a digital calendar with automatic reminders to prevent this from happening again. This experience made me realize how crucial it is to balance priorities and stay organized, especially when juggling multiple responsibilities.
Wow, okay, yeah, you can immediately hear the difference, can't you? Valuable lesson, absorbed and slipped my mind entirely, juggling multiple responsibilities. The language just feels richer.
hmm More nuanced, maybe more idiomatic language creeping in.
Definitely. All right, let's carry that into part 3 now, band 9 level. First question again. Is punctuality important to people?
Absolutely. Punctuality is highly valued in most cultures because it reflects reliability and respect for others' time. For instance, in professional settings, being late can damage your reputation and disrupt workflow. I remember attending a seminar where the speaker started precisely on time, and it set a positive tone for the entire event. Punctuality also demonstrates self-discipline and can enhance trust in both personal and professional relationships.
Highly valued, disrupt workflow.
Yeah, a much broader scope there. Okay, next, what do you think is a good way to record things? Why? In my opinion, digital tools like calendar apps or task management software are excellent for recording appointments and tasks. They offer features such as automatic reminders, recurring events, and easy access across devices. For example, I use Google Calendar to schedule meetings and set notifications, which helps me stay on top of my commitments. These tools are especially helpful for busy individuals who need to manage multiple responsibilities efficiently.
Very thorough answer. Okay. Which is more important, a work-related appointment or an appointment with a friend? Why?
While both types of appointments are important, I believe work-related appointments often take precedence because they can directly impact your career and professional reputation. Missing a crucial meeting or deadline can have serious consequences, such as lost opportunities or strained relationships with colleagues. However, it's also vital to maintain social connections, so I try to balance both by planning ahead and communicating clearly if I need to reschedule with friends.
Take precedence. Crucial meeting. Strained relationships. Again, very precise language. Okay. If someone doesn't really like whom they're going to meet, they may deliberately miss their appointment. Is that true? Why?
Yes, that's quite true in some cases. People may intentionally avoid appointments with individuals they find unpleasant or uncomfortable. For example, I once knew a classmate who repeatedly postponed meetings with a strict professor because he felt anxious around him. This behavior often stems from a desire to avoid negative emotions or awkward interactions. While it's understandable, it's generally better to address such issues directly or communicate honestly.
That's interesting. Exploring the why behind it, avoiding negative emotions, it adds another layer.
Yeah, digging a bit deeper into the psychology, perhaps.
Exactly. Okay. Do you think people should remember family history?
Definitely. Remembering family history is important as it provides a sense of identity and continuity. Learning about ancestors' experiences can offer valuable insights and lessons. For instance, my family keeps a photo album and shares stories about past generations, which makes me feel connected to my heritage. Preserving family history also helps pass down traditions and values to future generations, fostering a stronger sense of belonging.
Sense of identity and continuity, fostering a stronger sense of belonging. Lovely phrases. And the last one, how do people who are busy remember things they need to do?
Busy individuals often rely on a combination of strategies to stay organized. They might use digital calendars, set alarms, or create detailed to-do lists. For example, I keep a daily planner where I jot down tasks and deadlines, and I set reminders on my phone for critical events. Some people also use sticky notes or ask family members to remind them. These methods help ensure that nothing important slips through the cracks, even on hectic days.
Slips through the cracks. Another great idiom. Okay, thank you. What a contrast, huh? The Band 8 was good, clear communication. The Band 9 just felt richer, more sophisticated, more natural somehow.
Exactly. And that's where we can really dig in now. It's often those specific vocabulary choices that make the big difference.
Right. So let's unpack some of that language. We should probably start with the Band 8 because even there was some good, solid vocabulary being used, wasn't there?
Absolutely. Let's not discount the Band-Aid. It's strong communication.
Mm.
For instance, in part two, the phrase missed an important appointment. Simple definition. Failed to attend a scheduled meeting.
Yeah, like I'd like to talk about a time when I missed an important appointment. Straightforward.
Exactly. Very functional. Another one was set aside time, meaning reserve time for something specific. The speaker felt bad because the dentist had set aside time for me. It adds a bit of weight.
It does, yeah. It emphasizes the impact on the other person.
Right. And lesson learned. Being organized. Definition. Managing tasks and time well. It taught me that being organized is really important. Clear, effective words.
Okay. And from part 3 of the Band 8.
Some key terms there, too. Punctuality. Just the habit of being on time. Punctuality is important to most people. Basic but essential vocabulary for the topic.
Right.
And talking about consequences, affect your performance or reputation. Means, influence how you're seen or judged. Like missing a work meeting can affect your performance or reputation. Again, solid, clear phrasing.
Okay, so that's the Band 8. Functional, clear, gets the point across. Now let's look at the upgrade. The Band 9 vocabulary. This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Yeah, this is where you see that wider lexical range and precision. Let's go back to part two first. Instead of just learning something, the speaker learned a valuable lesson. That phrase implies a meaningful, helpful life experience.
It taught me a valuable lesson about time management. Yeah, it just sounds more significant.
It does. Then there was absorbed in. Instead of just busy, it means fully involved, engrossed. I was so absorbed in finishing the project. It paints a stronger picture of focus.
And slipped my mind. That's a great idiom.
It really is. It means forgot unintentionally. The appointment slipped my mind entirely. Using idioms like this correctly and naturally, that's a hallmark of higher level fluency. It just sounds native almost.
Yeah, much more natural than saying I unintentionally forgot.
Way more natural. And the phrase juggling multiple responsibilities, definition is managing several duties simultaneously. Especially when juggling multiple responsibilities. That's such an evocative phrase, isn't it?
Oh, totally. We all know that feeling. It perfectly captures that sense of, trying to keep everything going at once.
Exactly. So those are from part two. Now let's look at Band 9, part 3.
Okay.
Instead of just important, punctuality was highly valued, considered very important. Punctuality is highly valued. It adds emphasis, a slightly more formal feel.
Right, stronger.
And the impact of being late. It could disrupt workflow, interrupt or delay work processes. Being late can disrupt workflow. Very professional specific language.
Mm-hmm. And work appointments often?
They take precedence, meaning they're considered more important than something else. Work-related appointments often take precedence. It's more precise than just saying more important.
It really is. That subtle shift makes a difference.
It does. Then, thinking about family history, it provides a sense of identity and continuity, a feeling of self and connection across time, across generations.
That's a much deeper concept than just learning about your roots.
Exactly. It elevates the idea. Family history provides a sense of identity and continuity. And finally, how busy people remember things, they try to make sure nothing slips through the cracks.
Another fantastic idiom, meaning things aren't forgotten or overlooked.
Precisely. These methods help make sure nothing slips through the cracks. It creates a vivid mental image of, like, preventing errors or omissions.
So, when you put all these examples together, the band 8 and the band 9, the difference isn't just vocabulary size, is it? It's about precision, nuance, using idioms correctly.
It's all of that. It's choosing the right word or phrase for the context, conveying more subtle shades of meaning, using more complex grammatical structures naturally, and employing idiomatic language effectively. That's what builds that overall impression of sophistication and fluency.
It really transforms the communication from just functional to, well, genuinely impressive.
That's the goal, isn't it? Not just to be understood, but to communicate your ideas with impact and clarity.
So we've taken quite a journey today from solid, clear Band 8 communication right up to that sophisticated, nuanced Band 9 level. We saw how specific language choices really shape the message.
And the big takeaway, I think, for everyone listening is that it really hammers home the point. It's not just what you're saying, but so much of it is how you say it. Your choice of words, how you structure your thoughts, the richness of your examples. That's what makes your message land, what makes it resonate.
Absolutely. So here's a final thought for you to chew on as you go about your day, maybe in your own conversations or even thinking about a presentation. What's one new word, maybe one phrase from our deep dive today that you could consciously try to use?
Yeah, pick one. Maybe take precedence or slip through the cracks, or even just thinking about adding a valuable lesson. Reflection.
How could just one small language shift maybe make a big difference in how your own ideas come across? Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Always a pleasure.